Hey guys, how's it going? And we are back today in the second house. So, if you've been following along with the series, the first episode I did something. Uh, I don't know. And the second episode I did something. Okay, anyway. So, now we are in the second house, which I think I showed we finished off with in the second episode. But I did some changes and we're going to do some interesting things today that are different from last episode. So, probably a little bit less commands and more technical stuff. But less building. I'm trying to get rid of, like, just not have building because it just takes forever and just kind of show what I did. So if we come downstairs, we have the pet fox. I put this here because it's so cute, but it's not quite done yet. And we have some tools in here, and we'll get to that later. So this is, it's nighttime, it's dark. It's actually not nighttime. What I did here to make it really dark was I put us inside a ginormous black cube. Alright, so we're in the giant black cube, but it looks like it's nighttime, and I put some hills, and I put some barriers so that they can't get to the top of the hill, so it's kind of like they're stuck here. Then there's this thing over here that's made out of coal, and the reason I made it out of coal, but made it shaped like a nether portal, is because it's not a nether portal, but I wanted people to at least make it look like a nether portal, because that's what their goal is going to have to be for this area. We're gonna start with like some low, not like kind of, we're trying to edge people into it, so it's a little bit of horror but a little bit of not, and we're not quite at the point where things get kind of crazy, so we just want to slowly edge their way into the madness, and then things will start to ramp up. So we're gonna have kind of like an acceleration peak of craziness. But here we go, starting with the normal stuff. So we teleport to some weird world that's similar to ours but not exactly the same. And when we come outside, there's a forest that's similar to ours but not exactly the same. But this time it's lit up. We got these little lanterns, which is beautiful. So the only thing that you can do is create this portal. It's pretty much all you can do. So how do you make a portal? Well, you need to finish it because there's 2 blocks missing. And what blocks are these? These are coal blocks. So you're going to need to get 9 coal to make a coal block and then put it down. And so you need a total of 18 coal? I think it's 18. Did I put 27? I put 27 there. But you're going to need basically like 18 coal. I can put more or less. It doesn't matter. And then you're going to need to turn it into a coal block. And then you're going to need to put it there. Then you're going to need 1 iron and 1 gravel piece and to make flint and steel. But I think I'll put the flint somewhere in this house. So it's a little bit of like search for things, but that's kind of the point. It's meant to kind of like get players a little bit relaxed. Like, it's weird, but you can kind of understand the rules of the area. So let's talk about some of the things that we're going to need. So we need tools that can't break the ground but can break only coal. So that's using a tag called can destroy. So if you give your pickaxe that says can destroy coal ore, comma, iron ore, it will be able to destroy both. And you can use MC Stacker.net to build these if you want. I just know the names. And then hide flags. If you do hide flags 8, it will make it so it doesn't say what it can break, because I don't want it to be too obvious. So these don't say what they can break, but they can only break coal. And then I included swords just in case. Yeah, I don't know if they'll need them, but they might want to take them for later because they might need them later. So what we want to do is, since what was our rule from the very first episode, we basically just want to make things resettable. So on reset, what do? Well, this obviously players can manipulate, so we need this to be resettable. So we copy the chest, put it under, clone, tab while looking at it. We'll get the coordinates of the block. So we're going to clone that block, and the other corner of the thing we're cloning is that block. So we're cloning from that block to that block, so only that block. And where we're going to put it is the last set of coordinates, and that's right here. So if we do that, we still have the items. Perfecto. So now in the reset, we will copy this and put it in here. So when we play the reset function, it will put this chest back. Okay. Now let's see what's out here. So I wanted to make it kind of cool, like have some little extra things so it's not impossible to figure out what you're supposed to do, just some help. So I wanted to make it so there's coal in here, and when a player gets near them and holds the pickaxe, it will glow the block. So how can we make the block glowing? There's a couple methods. You can use slimes, but the problem with slimes is the glowing will outline the center of them, and they're an entity, and it's kind of annoying to work with. So I went with the texture pack route because we'll probably need a texture pack in the future anyway. So I went ahead and made a texture pack that basically accomplishes this, and the way that I did it was, I'm sorry that I'm not going as far back because there's some issues with it showing my name and stuff. But anyway, So basically, let's go into assets, go into Minecraft. Okay, so this is in a texture pack. We're in resource packs, HTBAM, assets, Minecraft. And this isn't gonna show how to make a resource pack. You can just copy these namespaces if you want to, but I have tons of tutorials on how to make a resource pack. So what I did was this is just copied stuff from a previous, maybe I'll do a starter resource pack at some point, but we have models, item. So we are going to make an model item, and I have it from my previous map called bookshelf, but let's rename it to stone. And let's open the file. So this basically says, and I have a custom model data tutorial as well, but this basically says that a diamond pickaxe by default looks like a diamond pickaxe. But if you have custom model data of 1 in the MBT, then it'll change the model to be stone. Now what's stone? Stone is a model that uses the texture block stone, so the default stone texture. And what it does is it has 6 faces. Each face is 16 pixels wide, and it's in the shape of a box. And when the model is put on the head of something, it is shifted downwards by this many units, and the scale is to this amount. So doing this scale and doing this shift basically makes it so when you spawn an armor stand with one on its head, the block moves down to its feet and is positioned like so. So that's pretty much what we do. And I don't think I gave him no gravity, but I'm pretty sure that marker does it. So we spawn an armor stand. That is marker, and that's kind of key. I'll talk about it later. But the armor items is a diamond pickaxe, count 1B, that has a tag on the pickaxe, MBT tag, and the MBT tag is custom model data 1. So you can have up to, I think, 99 billion or 999 billion, 999, yeah, basically almost 100 billion of these. Yeah, and the size, it looks like it's a single block size, but it's actually less than a block size. So if I put this here, you'll see that it sits inside the block still, but it's pretty much the same size as the block. So if I give a marker armor stand glowing, the only thing that gets highlighted is anything the armor stand's holding. So the actual like wood here doesn't get highlighted since he has marker. So only the box will get highlighted. So if I do this button on here, there you can see only the box is glowing. And when I put a block in it, then the block glows. So that's kind of a simple way to make kind of a block glow effect. So that's what we're going to use. So what we're going to do is we're just going to summon them, and then when a player gets near, it'll give them glowing. And that will make it a little bit more obvious on what they're supposed to break without giving it away completely. So this is another thing that we'll have to do. So when they craft a coal block, it's going to have to clear the coal block from their inventory and give them another one that is allowed to be placed on this yellow wool or whatever I change it to without being too weird. And that's how they'll be able to place it. It'll still be in adventure mode. So this is a kind of cave I built, which I blocked off to check the lighting. And it's pretty good, I'd say. I mean, I did it all by hand, and I add some randomization in. I left the top up so that I could see the inside, but basically we kind of have all this stuff. And you may be wondering what this little area is over here. This is for later, so you don't have a way to break this iron bars, but let's just say that you will have a way to break the iron bars in the future, just not right now. And I'm doing that because I want there to be some replayability and some different endings. So that's kind of the purpose of doing that. I'm adding little bits that people can maybe remember, come back later to, and think maybe like, what do I need to do? I remember that I just got a tool that can do this. Maybe if they remember that there's a place that they could use it, then they'll come back and try and use it and see what happens. So we need to basically put a bunch of these, and what we want to do, let's see, we probably want to generate just a quick function file that sets everything up for us. So let's go into functions. I'm going to close the data pack, resource pack, because we don't need it. So let's create a new folder called okay, let's call it blocks, and this will just have anything that is like a block thing. So let's do this as coal ore, and what this is going to do is it's going to do set block coal ore, And then we need that armor stand that we created over here. Now we'll just want to add some extra tags to it though, because we don't want the armor stand to be visible. So we're going to give it invisible 1B. I spelled that wrong. Invisible 1B. And we're also going to give it tags so we know specifically what armor stand it is. And the tag is going to be coal ore. And we'll call this block highlight. Okay. And we're going to make it in the same block. So this will create the armor stand to be over it. So then that's pretty much all we need to do. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So on reset, we're going to start doing execute positioned XYZ run function blocks slash coal ore. And I forgot a colon, the namespace. So the XYZ is where we're going to make it happen. So let's get rid of these because we don't need it anymore. Okay, so let's just basically come up with places for them, and we need 18. So I'll put one here. So I can do slash set block and tab complete so that it gives me the coordinates of the block I'm looking at. So we'll just do that. And how many of these will we need? We're gonna need technically, I think 18. Okay, so I copied it 17 times. So that's 1, 2. Oh wait, no, I need that coordinate. Okay, so we got the coordinate. And I'm just going to put all these down and then I'll be back. Okay, so I set up all these and then I'll just do one more because we need 1 iron. And let's try and put the iron in kind of a difficult spot, maybe. I already put a lot of coal in difficult spots. Let's put it right here. So we'll just have to get these coordinates and then we'll have to make a copy, but make it say iron instead. Yeah. But that was kind of easy. I just peppered them around and I guess you'll see where they are. There's quite a bit. But I guess maybe you won't get too many spoilers because it's not too bad. Let's see. Iron ore. And let's just call this iron ore and iron ore. Okay. So if I do slash reload, I can do slash function a colon reset. And you will see that these are actually not quite adjusted right. So let's make that armor stand teleport up. And also let's do kill at E tag equals block highlight. It's important that you kill them as well because you would have a lot of issues. You would have ones that you would just get more and more each time you do the reset. There you go. Now they're inside. Okay, so now we just need to detect when the player is holding the item. So let's get the item and then let's see when the player is holding it. So let's actually do one more thing. Let's make this have a custom MBT tag, so you can add fake MBT tags to check for. So we'll call this pick 1. So this will be the first pick. And so let's put that in this box down here instead, so that it updates when we do the clone. Okay. Then let's get this item. So let's do execute if entity at s, and we're checking for my MBT. So we are looking for if we have MBT equals selected item, so what item you're holding, if it has a tag, so what tag it has, and if it has a tag of pick colon 1. And it says pass, test passed, so that means it was able to find that I have it. So let's go as at a, and then we'll do this thing. But really we can just combine it to do anybody that has that MBT. Then we will execute at them and run function, and we will have a new folder called mechanics, and we will call this block highlight. Block highlight. Run function a colon mechanics slash block highlight. Okay, So in block highlight, we will do effect give at E, tag equals block highlight, right? Is that the tag that we gave it? Yes. Tag equals col or, well, we'll just do it to all block highlights for now. And we will do it glowing for 1 second. And we have to specify where they are. So we'll do any ones that are within within maybe 4 blocks. Okay. So if I type reload, then it should highlight when I get within 4 blocks. Yep. Okay, so then it goes away. So when I'm within 4 blocks, it highlights. And if I go into adventure, it will do that. Okay, so there's one more thing. We need to kill the highlighted block thing once it's mined. So we're gonna have to go execute at E tag equals block as them as block highlight at s. If the block that they're in is air, run kill at s. So this just kills them when they have an air block. So if I go into adventure and combine everything together, we have the pick, we walk into here, the block highlights, and it's gone, and we get the item. And there's one over here, and it's gone. So perfect, perfecto. We're just gonna do basically one more thing today, because that was kind of, well, that wasn't complicated, but it was a lot to do. And I really like the way that this looks when you walk around. It's not too hard, it's a little helpful, but it's not OP. And there we go. Okay, so let's just gather 9 of these. And do. I guess technically, so technically I think that we'll need 1 more so that they can cook the iron ore, possibly. So, but we can add 1 more. It's not hard. Oh, the item got stuck up there. Why did it? Oh, because I mined it and it went up there. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so let's go up here. And technically all the items should be reset. So let's go to reset and do kill at E type equals item. All right. So this isn't, I can mine it, but it's not the special one. So now we have to check if a player has coal blocks. So they're going to go in here. They're going to craft it in here. So we need to check if they have coal blocks. Let me close Discord. Sorry about that. Okay, so it's a similar process as this one. So let's just check for their MBT. But instead of checking if they have this, we're going to check if they have in their inventory, if there is an item that matches an ID of Minecraft ::coal underscore block. And this will just play blocks / coal underscore block. Okay. So this will do coal underscore block. Then we will do clear at s coal underscore block 1. So it'll only clear 1 coal block, and it will give at s coal underscore block, and it will have can place on. So this lets you place things on, and we will go Minecraft :yellow wool. And we will do hide flags 16, so that hides the flag of can place on. So let's just test this to be sure that it works. So we get a coal block, and it does not have the tag of can place on, but it should let us place it. So now that we have that all settled, when we type reload and go into adventure mode, let's go ahead and go like this, and it gave us the new one. Oh, we have a problem. The new one is the same as the old one. So let's go ahead and see. How can we differentiate it? We'll give this one a tag called special 1. So this is a special. And then let's go unless data. So this is another way to check for things, but you're checking if the data exists rather than if it has the same thing, I guess. Well, we can just add it to this. We'll just copy this one for simplicity. Unless entity. So if you have a coal block, unless that coal block has a tag of special 1. So unless it's if you have it, unless it's a special. So there, it only did it once. A lot of this stuff that I'm doing is very inefficient, but I just want to make it a little bit easier for you guys to understand. And also, I just want to make it, it doesn't matter as much because we're doing a single player world. So you can be pretty inefficient. Anyway, so now you can see that I can't place it anywhere here, but I can place it here. So that lets me build it. So we also, in our reset, want to say, okay, that's going to be annoying. Let's just specify that it is game mode equals adventure. And let's put the kill command closer with the block highlight because they go together. So /set block air. So this will have to be in the reset code. Let's go into reset. And then we'll have to set that one to air. Okay. So this just resets those two. And let's see. I guess for simplicity, we can make there'll be no smelt iron ores. So let's make these no smelt iron ores, and you'll see what I mean. So we'll go into data, we'll go into Minecraft, and we'll go into loot tables, and we'll go into blocks. So if I copy this guy, let's call this iron ore. We don't really care about conditions. I'd rather just copy the original one. So I'll be back in a quick second here. Okay, so I opened up the 1.14.jar file, and I'm going into data, Minecraft, loot tables, blocks. And now I'm going to search for iron ore, basically. Where is it? Iron ore, A, B, C, D. Where is it? Ice, iron, block, iron ore. Replace. Okay. So now in the iron ore, we can change it from dropping iron ore to dropping iron ingots. And that's literally it. That's literally it. So if I go into adventure and mine this guy, boom, you get an iron ingot. So you don't have to smelt now. So that's cool. And then let's also get rid of that because we don't need it anymore. So let's just do one more thing. They need a flint. So I'm thinking of putting a flint in one of these chests, just to make our lives easier. So let's go ahead and, where's Flint? I don't know what Flint is. Okay, here we go, Flint. So we'll just put it like here for now. We'll eventually have to clone these chests. I guess we could just do that right now. But we need one more thing. So we need to make this flint and steel the special flint and steel, just like we did for the coal blocks. So let's go ahead and copy this to the next line and change it to flint and steel, and right here as well. All right, technically this isn't blocks. I guess my namespace is kind of inconsistent, but it's okay. Actually, let's go ahead and change this to items, because technically this is items. So let's go ahead and move that into items, because OCD. And eventually we'll have to organize the main folder because it'll get too big. But that's okay. So let's change this to flint and steel. And we really just need to do flint and steel. Flint and steel. You can place it on coal block. Okay, so if I go into adventure and give @p flint, give @p iron ingot. Could craft it in here too. And boom, it's the new flint and steel. And we can put it on coal block. So we go over to the coal block. Okay, so let's do game rule, do fire tick. False, okay, good. All right, so if I do it there, it's going to put fire there. If I do it there, it'll put fire there. You can really just check for fire anywhere and reset it. Let's see, what can we do to help make it so that doesn't happen? I don't know, it's kind of hard to prevent that because they can place it on the side of the block. But let's just search for fire being put here. And we can fill all these other areas with air. So let's do /fill that block Well, we'll have to go up by 1. And then we'll come up to this block. And we'll go air, replace, fire. So that's good. So this will just get rid of the fire. So let's go into main and do that. So that'll get rid of the fire. But before we get rid of the fire, we have to check if the fire is here or the other place. Fire. So if it's there, or if it's at the 67 location, then it will trigger something. So we will say run, say hi. Run, say hi. Okay, so let's test that. So if I put it here, nothing happens, it deletes, but it'll say hi when I put it there. So this will be just a way to create our portal. So we're gonna make the portal, but I think I'll save that for next episode. What we're gonna do is we're going to have a custom model for the portal where we just copy the default portal model, but it's actually a 3D model, but when they step into it, it teleports them, but they think it looks like a portal because it looks similar to one. And then we'll also I'll make like the area after it and build it, and then we'll work on stuff from there. But anyways, guys, that was pretty much it. If you liked that, go ahead and leave a like, maybe subscribe. The next episode will be out in maybe a week or so. I'm working on some other cool data packs for you. But anyways, other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.